When it appears that everyone is always vying for attention, you may feel as if your efforts are going unnoticed and your voice is drowning in a sea of sound. When you're in a crowd and no one seems to notice you, you may begin to feel lonely. Many of us can connect to this. It's not just you. There is a way out of this never-ending cycle of undervaluation, which is great news. In this video, we will look at 9 transformational strategies inspired from Stoic philosophy that can change your vision of yourself and the world around you. If you follow these recommendations, you will progress from an insignificant onlooker to a formidable player. Imagine yourself effortlessly commanding respect and admiration from the moment you enter any room. Being boastful or attempting to attract attention are not the aim here. What matters most is that you convey an honest sense of serenity and authority that captivates those around you. When you speak, people will eagerly listen to you in order to understand and join in your discussion. If you appreciate our work, all I ask is that you subscribe and watch the entire video without skipping a single second. You'll learn something new. Strategy 1. Guard your time as your greatest asset. In the middle of our hurried daily lives, we frequently overlook this fairly simple tip. According to Stoic philosophy, time is the only asset that cannot be recreated once it has been spent. Because most people are even more careless with their time than they are with their money, Seneca urged us to be watchful guardians of our time. A day consists of 86,400 seconds. Consider this your daily time bank. You will never get back the time that has passed. But how often do we agree to things that do not help, or worse, empty us? Do you ever feel as if you've had a busy day but haven't accomplished anything meaningful? The Stoics' lessons apply here. Being productive is not enough. It must be consistent with one's underlying ideals and ultimate goals. If you value your time, you will think carefully before jumping into something. It requires considering whether these actions are consistent with your broader goals. Do you regard these activities as stepping stones toward your ultimate objective, or as filler? Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to something that does. Prioritizing, deciding what is truly important, and saying no to everything else are all strategies to value your time. Indeed, this can be challenging. It includes setting boundaries and occasionally disappointing others. But bear in mind that rejecting pointless pursuits means embracing your dreams, ambitions, and a better version of yourself. To begin, take small measures. Make a point of prioritizing the 3 things you need to do every day to move closer to your goals. Get these done first, before other demands distract you. Not only does this make you feel accomplished and fulfilled, but it also ensures that you make significant progress on important tasks. Avoid time wasters, such as idle social media browsing, meaningless meetings, and futile, lengthy chats. Time management tools can help here by keeping track of your daily activities, serving as gentle reminders to stay focused, and providing you with a satisfying sense of control over your time. Valuing your time is an important aspect of self-respect. Recognizing that your time here is short and making the most of every moment is the foundation of living a meaningful life. Time management is the single most significant aspect in determining happiness, so keep that in mind as we learn more about the Stoic approaches. Adopt a Stoic attitude. Preserve your time as if it were your most valuable asset, which it is. Strategy 2. The Stoic path to a balanced and fulfilling life. It's easy to overlook our own needs in the midst of our unwavering resolve to finish work and meet deadlines. However, according to Stoicism's profound grasp of human nature, self-care is not an optional extra. Rather, it is a required component of a healthy and fruitful life. Despite all of life's pressures and duties, Marcus Aurelius frequently emphasized the need of self-care, claiming that it is the foundation of all other pursuits. First, think about what it means to prioritize self-care. It is more vital to recognize that you cannot contribute from a selfish perspective. How productive will you be at work, in your relationships, or with any of your other responsibilities if you're exhausted, stressed, and overwhelmed? To remain strong and capable in the face of life's problems, you must take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. The 4 pillars of self-care include getting adequate sleep, eating correctly, exercising frequently, and relaxing enough to replenish. Despite their apparent simplicity, these essentials are sometimes overlooked in the middle of the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. When was the last time you experienced complete rest, nourishment, and serenity? It has probably been a while. Another part of self-care is setting limitations. Saying no when asked to do something that contradicts your ideals or makes you feel overwhelmed is a skill you'll need to practice. You must keep track of your energy and the activities you commit to. Respecting one's own limitations is an essential component of following Marcus Aurelius' instruction to live in harmony with nature. You were never intended to be under constant pressure or to multitask at breakneck speed. Rather, devote your whole attention to a single task until you finish it. This strategy keeps your mind clean and calm, which leads to more productive outcomes. When you prioritize your own well-being, you also care for your inner life. This includes doing things that make you joyful, stretching your intellectual bounds, and enjoying what you do. Hobbies that you enjoy, such as reading, gardening, or painting, are just as important as any other type of self-care. They inspire and motivate you, making you a better person and your job more fun. Knowing and appreciating one's own limitations, strengths, and flaws is the final component of self-care. As crucial as it is to keep moving, you also need to know when to stop and refuel. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of introspection and self-awareness. It serves as a reminder that our inner strength is what drives our outer strength. Prioritizing self-care has numerous advantages, including improving your own life and serving as an encouragement to others. You demonstrate that it is possible to be well-rounded, courteous, and productive. Taking care of oneself is not an afterthought. In fact, it is the direct path to long-term prosperity and happiness. As we learn more about Stoic strategies for gaining respect and regard, keep in mind that self-care is the first and most important concern. Let's take this a step further. When you prioritize your own needs and appreciate yourself, you'll be able to have a greater good impact on the world. Strategy 3. Mastering the art of listening. The capacity to listen attentively is all too often overlooked in today's fast-paced and continuously stimulating environment. However, this skill is stressed in Stoic philosophy, which encourages a balance of speaking and listening in order to foster deeper knowledge and respect. One of Epictetus's most famous quotes is, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple advice is essential for having meaningful discussions and developing one's personality. True listening requires immersing oneself in another person's words and thoughts without interrupting or anticipating a response. The key is to pay attention to both the speaker's feelings and the meanings given by their words. This type of attentive listening can enhance any relationship, whether personal or professional, because it makes the other person feel heard and appreciated. Conversations and connections thrive when people can express themselves freely and openly because they are heard. Choosing to listen more and say less does not imply silencing your own voice entirely. Rather, it entails being judicious about when you speak and ensuring that your comments matter rather than simply filling space. This strategy requires patience, self-control, and a genuine interest in others. This is especially tough when the subject is interesting or near to home, because you must resist the want to jump in and offer your personal experiences. Stoicism teaches us the virtue of restraint and the power that comes with the ability to delay gratification in favor of reasoned responses. Listening more helps you gather more information, understand surroundings, and develop appropriate replies. This shows that we value the speaker's opinion, and when we speak, it boosts our own credibility and the impact of what we say. Developing the habit of careful listening might help us become more aware of our environment. Our perception is heightened, allowing us to absorb more information from our environment. Every new person we meet and every story we hear broadens our understanding and perspective. This is especially crucial in our increasingly globalized society, where knowing and accepting opposing opinions is not only beneficial, but also required. Being totally present in the moment is an excellent first step toward improving your listening skills. Two strategies for achieving this goal are to disconnect from technological gadgets, such as phones or laptops, and to demonstrate active listening by nodding and maintaining eye contact. To ensure that you understand the other person's argument, paraphrase what they said and ask for clarification as needed. Regular mindfulness practice may also help improve your listening skills. Being attentive means paying complete attention to the present moment without judgment or being engrossed in the turmoil of our experiences. Mastering this skill will allow you to communicate with others more clearly and attentively. To improve your listening abilities even more, try adopting the Stoic practice of reflection at night. Consider your previous discussions. How active were you as a speaker, and how attentive were you as a listener? Did you get a chance to listen more attentively? What did you learn while paying close attention? These thoughts can teach you a lot about how you're doing with skill development and where you need to improve. Listening more is a philosophy of mutual respect and personal improvement that emphasizes less talking and more listening. It exemplifies moderation and wisdom, two Stoic virtues, and it helps us form stronger and more respectful connections with others. By applying this method, you will learn more about yourself and the world. So the next time you're in a conversation, try to remember to listen more and say less. You'll be surprised. Strategy 4. Embracing authenticity and inner freedom. Epictetus emphasized the importance of staying loyal to oneself and not being swayed by temporary desires or outside influences. The Stoics believed that being genuine is essential not only for standing out, but also for leading an ethical and fulfilling life. Although it may appear simple, being authentic can be challenging, particularly in a culture that is constantly attempting to mold us into someone else's image. We are constantly inundated with messages that dictate our appearance, thought patterns, and behavior, and we may be influenced to conform by advertising, social media, and even our well-meaning loved ones. What makes being authentic so important? To begin, being genuine is all about being honest, and the key is to live in accordance with what you believe in and value, because it forms the basis for trust. Sincere and open people have an inherent magnetism about them, and they have more faith in themselves, which is important in personal and professional relationships. Maintaining a constant self-expression helps others anticipate and appreciate you more, which improves your connections. In addition to making you happy, being authentic will benefit the groups and communities in which you participate. Remembering to value your individual strengths and accomplishments is also an important part of being authentic, because no one else can match the unique qualities that we all bring to the table. According to Epictetus, we are not powerless over our inner selves, and when we choose to be authentic in the face of outside influences, we demonstrate our capacity to govern our reactions and uphold our own liberty. Stoic philosophy aims to promote inner freedom, which allows us to focus on our own nature and talents rather than getting fixated on things beyond our control. When it comes to right and wrong, the Stoics teach us to listen to our own consciences rather than the opinions of others. However, being true to oneself can be difficult at times, and it frequently requires courage and perseverance. Refusing to blend in may result in rejection or criticism. The question then becomes, how can you make an effort to live a genuine life? Begin by giving yourself time to reflect. Think deeply about your life's guiding principles and the ideals that you hold most dear. Ask yourself if your current routines and actions are consistent with these principles. Then, consider how you can change your behavior to more closely resemble your authentic self. Inviting others to interact with us on a deeper and more true level develops and enhances our connections. To be authentic, you must be willing to let people see your concerns and inadequacies. While vulnerability is powerful, it can also be frightening to be so exposed. Strategy 5. The power of collaboration and embracing support. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, frequently emphasized the fact that humans are social creatures, created to function in groups rather than alone. As Marcus Aurelius likened it, we are like limbs on a body. We assist one another and work together for the benefit of the whole. From this perspective, we can see that accepting assistance isn't just a good thing to do, it's an inherent and fundamental component of our humanity. In today's society, which values individualism and autonomy, asking for or accepting assistance may appear paradoxical. However, these concerns stem from our personal anxieties and cultural influences, not from our actual interconnection. Two possible concerns are feeling like a burden on others or appearing weak or inept. You can greatly increase your capabilities and resources by being open to help from others. Consider times when you were unable to cope with the demands of your job or personal life. For a moment, imagine yourself seeking or accepting assistance when you needed it. This had the potential to alleviate some of your burden while simultaneously strengthening your bonds with others and increasing the size of your support system. The Stoic vision of community and collaboration as a means to an end, a life in harmony with nature, is compatible with the concept of synergy, which states that when people work together, they are more likely to come up with ideas, concepts, and methods that they would not have considered on their own. Building a sense of belonging and common purpose is more important than simply dividing up responsibilities. Helping others can result in a sense of accomplishment, closer relationships, and an atmosphere of love and giving, all of which benefit both parties. To put this into practice, consider where you could use some assistance right now. It could be at work, where you could get more done if you delegated some duties, or at home, where you and your family could have a better time if you shared the load. Help is not a sign of weakness. It's an opportunity to connect with others and accomplish more as a team. So it's important to accept offers of assistance with grace. Another way to incorporate this into your life is to be open and honest about your needs. Many people, despite their best intentions, are unsure of how they can help you. If you tell them exactly what you need, they will be able to assist you in the most efficient and meaningful way possible. Strategy 6. Cultivating calm and resilience in adversity. According to Seneca, the capacity to remain calm in the face of hardship is a sign of great strength and knowledge, and it takes more than just practice to do so. Those who are able to remain composed in the face of adversity are more likely to be admired and followed by those around them. It is crucial to keep our cool under pressure because it allows us to think clearly, make sound decisions, and communicate effectively. Maintaining composure not only aids in dealing with external stress, but it also has a significant impact on our emotional and psychological well-being. Chronic stress and agitation can lead to a variety of physical health issues, including burnout, By staying calm and collected, we can protect our health and happiness, allowing us to excel in our pursuits. To learn to control your reactions to triggers, you must first identify what causes you to lose your temper. The Stoics offer a number of helpful methods for cultivating and maintaining this quality. Reflective practice is a key strategy. Another Stoic technique is premeditatio malorum, or the practice of anticipating and preparing for difficulties, which entails thinking ahead to possible problems and developing a strategy to calmly and successfully overcome them. Problems are less likely to come as a surprise and have a greater impact if you mentally and emotionally prepare yourself for them in advance. Mindfulness and meditation, when practiced regularly, can also help you remain calm under pressure. If you want to learn how to control your emotions before they get the best of you, these activities will help you become more present and aware. Restoring calm in the midst of chaos is as simple as focusing on your breath. Moving your body on a regular basis, whether through yoga or simply walking, can have a major influence. In addition to the obvious health benefits, regular exercise lowers cortisol and other stress chemicals, while increasing endorphins, which improve mood and composure. One way to cultivate this habit is to keep a gratitude journal in which you write down one thing you're grateful for every day. By shifting your focus from negative to positive things, you can drastically alter your emotional state, from irritability and anger to gratitude and peace. Strategy 7. The art of managing what to reveal and what to conceal. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, believed that knowing what to reveal and what to keep hidden is a sign of wisdom, and that not everything should be stated or written about. A person's inner peace and personal boundaries can be safeguarded by keeping some aspects of one's life under wraps, which can make a strong statement. The idea of keeping certain things private has nothing to do with secrecy, but with being deliberate and thoughtful about what to disclose. By doing so, you can keep the reins on your story and give it a dignified appearance. Confidentiality is essential to the Stoic practice of introspection, which the school regards as a means to virtuous and stable living. By keeping some things private, you give yourself time and space to think about and make sense of your life without interference from others. This alone time can be essential for personal development. Being selective about what you communicate, especially in new or growing relationships, can lead to a more meaningful and gradual sharing of personal stories and ideals. This slow pace can earn respect and trust because it demonstrates maturity and consideration. To maintain some privacy in a society that frequently promotes openness and transparency, one must exercise caution when disclosing personally identifiable information. Consider whether the time, place, and people around you are suitable for the revelation you are about to make. Do you consider this person a friend or just a casual acquaintance? Is this a forum for the general public or an exclusive discussion? Knowing the difference between these. Furthermore, master the art of obfuscation when required. It is allowed to make brief and general solutions to some inquiries because not all of them demand in-depth study. Choosing simplicity over complexity in your disclosures is more important than being dishonest or evasive. Rather than allowing cultural expectations or pressures to determine your sharing limits, you should honor your personal boundaries. Take the time to reflect on your own privacy and sharing preferences on a regular basis. There is no need to feel compelled to divulge anything you are uncomfortable with. You can fulfill your need for connection and intimacy through targeted communication, all while maintaining a healthy distance from your larger social group. When you have a close group of people you trust, such as family or friends, with whom you can be completely honest, you will feel less compelled to share with others. Strategy 8. Stoic wisdom for continuous growth and resilience. The Stoics and Seneca believed that there were always new opportunities for intellectual and spiritual development, and that seeking wisdom was an ongoing process. They believed that learning new things throughout one's life was crucial to one's growth and resilience, and that it was a necessary part of living a full and satisfying life. The ability to adapt to changing circumstances and make sound decisions is directly related to one's level of education, but the true value of lifelong learning lies in the fact that it goes beyond mere utility. By cultivating curiosity and a passion for learning, you can gain a deeper understanding of the universe and your role in it. Furthermore, the Stoic principle of self-improvement is intimately related to the idea of constant learning. The Stoics held that the ability to reason is a fundamental human quality, and that cultivating this quality is essential to a fulfilled life. So, how can you make learning something new a regular part of your life? The first step is to make reading a daily habit. Reading a short, thought-provoking book or article on a subject that interests you can do wonders for your mind and broaden your perspectives. This doesn't have to be a dense philosophical tome. Making learning a part of your regular routine is critical. A person's personal and professional development is dependent on their ability to think critically and empathize with others, both of which are enhanced by exposure to diverse points of view. Another option is to actively seek out podcasts, attend talks or lectures, or simply converse with others who have different backgrounds and perspectives than your own. Taking on a new hobby, learning a new skill, or taking on a difficult task at work can all help you grow and learn faster because they force you to think creatively and adapt to new situations. View challenges as opportunities for growth. Reflection, a daily activity taught by Stoics, is a daily activity in which one considers one's actions and notes both their strengths and areas for growth. Reflecting on your own actions and choices can help you solidify what you've learned and ensure that it sticks. Finally, teaching others about a topic is a great way to improve your own understanding of it. Being a teacher helps you think more clearly and address any knowledge gaps you may have. It's also a great way to give back to the community by passing on what you've learned and encouraging others to do the same. Strategy 9. The power of self-control and purposeful communication. The Stoics' teachings on self-control and prudence emphasize the virtue of restriction, both in our actions and the amount of information we reveal about ourselves. A lack of transparency is not an indication of dishonesty or obfuscation, but of wise communication, of choosing what to reveal and what to keep hidden. The point is not to be secretive or play games. Rather, it is to avoid disclosing too much information, which is especially important in this day and age, when people are quick to broadcast even the most insignificant. When there is an air of mystery, others are more likely to dive in. Communication can easily become surface level when everyone knows everything, but refraining from disclosing all information encourages people to engage with you with greater consideration and focus. Relationships with them tend to be deeper and more meaningful because they make an effort to understand you. Stoics believe that preserving an air of mystery is essential to contemplation and self-control. They believe that some aspects of life, such as our inner thoughts and feelings, should be thoroughly examined before being revealed to the world. By pausing for self-reflection, we can ensure that whatever aspects of ourselves we choose to reveal are genuine expressions of who we truly are, rather than spontaneous reactions to external forces. So how can you keep the surprise alive in your relationships? First, make an effort to speak with greater intention. Consider how your words will be remembered in the future. If you're thinking about sharing something, stop and think if it will improve the conversation or the connection. If not, maybe it's best to wait until later or not share it at all. Another option is to learn to be concise, which is both welcome and oftentimes more successful in this era of non-stop communication. When you speak, make sure your words have an impact. Being concise and meaningful is more essential than being cryptic or obscure. Rather than focusing on performing for an audience, pursue hobbies and interests that you can enjoy in private. People are more likely to want to get to know you on a deeper level if you have secret interests or knowledge that you don't share with others. Acting in accordance with one's principles rather than attempting to explain one's philosophy is a major tenet of Stoicism. This method not only keeps things interesting, but it also earns you the respect and admiration of those around you as they see your principles in action. As we conclude our exploration of Stoic philosophy, remember that living a more deliberate, calm, and genuine life brings you one step closer to achieving contentment and admiration. Embrace the strength that comes from being authentic, make the most of your time, and allow your character to be shown by your actions. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more, please select one of the recommended videos from the menu that appears. We appreciate